This is the download from Sounds Profitable, your daily source for the essential news in the business of podcasting. I'm Gavin Gaddis. Here's what you need to know for today, Tuesday, January 20th. For our top story, a congressman just proposed a Creator Bill of Rights. Californian Representative Ro Khanna has published a resolution dubbed the Creator Bill of Rights. Written in collaboration with Creators for Mental Health, the resolution urges the House of Representatives to acknowledge content creators, provide a robust small business resource to said creators, and provide healthcare options, as well as transparency standards regarding the use of generative AI in media that impacts content creators' ability to make a living. While not a formal bill that could be passed as law, Khanna's resolution is the latest in a line of congressional attempts to recognize the content creator industry, such as Yvette Clarke's Content Creator Caucus that was launched last year. Next up, Goalhanger crosses 250,000 paid subscribers. As the headline says, UK-based podcast company Goalhanger is celebrating having crossed the 250K paid subscriber milestone. To give further context on what that means for the industry, Pod News has done some math. And you all know how much I love sharing figures. Presuming subscribers are paying an average of £6, that's about £20 million in annual subscription income. If you presume half of that is Apple Podcast Premium subscription, somewhere between 1.3 million and 3 million Great British pounds are going to Apple annually through Goalhanger. And the premium experience people are paying for is worth the effort for Goalhanger. With Pod News presuming around $20 CPM for 4 hypothetical ad slots that premium subscribers would have heard if they didn't consume ad-free feeds, Pod News estimates the so-called loss of potential advertising dollars amounts to just $2 million USD, under a tenth of the overall estimated subscription revenue. Next up, Understanding Podcast's liquid content era. Amplify Media founder Stephen Goldstein continues reflecting on what he's dubbed podcasting's liquid phase. In the same way squeezing an orange for juice doesn't inherently change the orange, podcasting has become liquid in that way. The existence of one piece of content is not the end, it's a springboard. Goldstein points to the New York Times liquid content flow as an example of this in practice. An article is no longer the stopping point. Their journalism is now flowing across social media, podcasts, videos, newsletters, apps, push notifications, anywhere the NYT can touch. And each version of that reporting is fine-tuned for the context it appears in. The core story remains the same, but the presentation is shifted to fit whatever container it's presented in next. Next up, what's ahead for streaming in 2026? Here's what experts are saying. Marketing Brew interviewed executives from VML, Gartner, BCG Worldwide, and Burrell Communications Group to get their opinions on how streaming will develop in 2026, especially in the wake of the battle for who gets to buy Warner Bros. Discovery. We're reaching the end of every individual company chasing becoming the next Netflix, and now the streaming world is in a period of consolidation to self-correct. Long-running issues with connected TV and over-the-top streaming, such as frequency issues and lack of accountability, will require more collaboration and data sharing between advertisers, streamers, and possibly retailers. With the growth of free ad-supported TV, or FAST channels, comes content creators, as platforms either open the doors to YouTube-esque direct upload from creators themselves, or specifically forming brand deals with content creators to give them their own channels. After all, we currently live in a world where your average Roku user can go from watching Supermarket Sweep on its own channel to a channel for a Minecraft Let's Play series, all without leaving their TV Guide menu. And finally, the CBC 2026 call for pitches is approaching. Good news to my Canadian listeners. I've been handed some important details. The CBC will launch their 2026 call for pitches on Monday, February 2nd, running through April 1st. When live, interested parties can go to cbc.ca/pitch. 4 core umbrella feeds run by the CBC are seeking pitches for, quote, ambitious and exciting, end quote, new series and miniseries ideas. Specifically, the feeds are Uncover, The Con, Split Screen, and Personally. Both established names and aspiring podcast creators are encouraged to submit, whether they're in-house teams, independent producers, or co-producers from another form of media. As for the rest of the news, I couldn't say the word producers just there as our top story, apparently. Don't know why. First up, Podscribe has grown their verification stack with the addition of radio air checks and team sign-up links. The former automatically detects and logs radio ad placements, while the latter allows for smooth onboarding of large teams quickly. John Wardock has a new missive from his trip to Podfest 2026 last week, including a succinct recap of Tom Webster's presentation. Now, you didn't hear this from me. I mean, you did, but don't tell Brian. Reading that would be a good primer for Tom's newsletter tomorrow. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Several big names from Acast have gathered together to share their predictions for podcasting in 2026. Speaking of Acast, they also just announced a partnership with Perfect Day Media to exclusively distribute and do ad sales for Perfect Day Media podcasts. Now, here's something that'll bring some warmth to millennial nerd hearts. Realm has just announced the first official Sonic the Hedgehog audio drama with Sonic the Hedgehog Presents The Chaotix Case Files, a narrative podcast set to drop on Tuesday, January 27th. Realm is managing distribution and representation for the series' ad sales. I will go off script for a brief moment just to say, if you're a Sonic nerd out there in the download audience, this does include the voice cast from the games and the recent animated series. So, like, Roger Craig Smith is back as Sonic. So this is in good hands, I think. Next up, Audio Boom has published their 2025 trading update. And finally, going back to the CBC and Toronto Star have announced a new partnership between two hit investigative podcast crime series, the CBC's Uncover and Toronto Star's Suspicion. I know I go through these stories fast. Remember, all of the links I just talked about are available by clicking on the one link in your show notes to go to today's episode post on soundsprofitable.com. You can also subscribe on the front page of Sounds Profitable to get the download direct to your inbox every single day at the same time the podcast goes up, so you can click those links to your heart's content. The download is written and produced by myself, Brian Barletta, and Tom Webster. For Sounds Profitable, I'm Gavin Gaddis. Download us again tomorrow.